Martin Hyde.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Martin Hyde, and I'm running for a seat on the City Commission. We've said that before. I went canvassing this weekend, and it took me about 8 hours to knock on about 100 doors. The question might be, was it because I rambled at every doorstep or moved very slowly? And the answer is perhaps surprisingly no. It took so long because my voter tracking software routed me past 5 out of 6 homes in the precinct because turnout in city elections is so low. Whilst I clearly need the exercise, it got me thinking about our electoral calendar and how it shapes our city policies. The low turnout has in fact enabled a small but highly vocal group to influence the balance of power in our city for years now. I personally don't think it's democratic for minority interests to control the agenda of our City Commission. One might assume that all elected officials will be strong advocates for maximising voter participation, but that actually isn't the case here in Sarasota. I have here a copy of an email sent by Commissioner Susan Chapman to a former mayor of this city, minutes after denying the placement of a ballot question to city voters about moving the elections to November. I should add that not only would the voter participation increase more than threefold, it would also save taxpayers $100,000 on every election. The response from Commissioner Chapman was, as you can see, not disappointment at the waste of taxpayers' money or a dilution of voter participation, but to say, and I quote, "What a relief." Her position publicly is that so-called down-the-ballot races wouldn't receive adequate attention. Loosely translated, this means to me that she thinks that the majority of our citizens are too stupid to be voting in city elections. By way of example, as to how this low turnout compromises citizens, the 3-2 vote on the mobility plan last week or 2 weeks ago was from 3 commissioners who between them polled less than 4,000 votes from a city with over 35,000 registered voters. That isn't democracy, that's tyranny. In summary, the idea that we can stop traffic is as unlikely as stopping night from following day. But we can and should stop the guffawing and backslapping of the self-anointed so-called super voters by making sure that every voter turns out to vote on March the 14th. If they do, then City Hall can be returned to its rightful position as the place for all of our constituents and not less than 17% of them. True Americans don't think that their fellow citizens are too dumb to be encouraged to vote. We need to stop the rot, stop the super voter bloc, and stop noisy minority groups from gaining disproportionate influence in our city. We should go forward together by all going to the polls in March and making it clear that it's the people that are sovereign in Sarasota. And any commissioner who's against the widest voter participation possible should be the one to go. Thank you so much.
Mrs. Natalini, if you would please, I'd like for you to administer the oath and explain.